All I remembered was we just had one insane night in Las Vegas, only to wake up 30,000 feet in the air with a killer headache.
Morning, milady.
Lando? What was he even wearing? Just then, Kimmy suddenly wrapped his arm tight around my waist.
Too loud. Let me sleep for 5 more minutes.
Holy Get off me, you psycho!
You drooled in your sleep. But lucky for you, I still thought it was cute.
Help! Let me log out of Earth immediately. Hi, I'm Gwen. I was born and raised in the flashy heart of Beverly Hills. And ever since we were tiny little troublemakers, I'd been glued to those 3 insanely rich boys. First is Lando, a full-time speed addict. No matter how many limited edition supercars he had in his garage, it was never enough. Second is Kimmy, the guy who could burn through a mountain of cash on high-end sound systems worth an actual fortune. And finally, Carlos. Simple, handsome, and criminally handsome. Fresh out of diapers, and he was already running his own fashion empire. Now, being protected by 3 fancy rich boys, he'd probably think I was living some princess life, right? Nah, in their eyes, I was 100% their ride-or-die bro. Nothing more, nothing less. They once went so far as to rent out this entire huge movie theater, not to watch some romantic movie or anything. Nope, they rented it just to bet on who could burp the loudest.
You record, bow down.
You lost, babe. See? Absolute caveman behavior. Another time I fell and broke my leg, and these guys competed to cover my cast in doodles. I wanted to punch each of them in the face, but then they took turns carrying me to school for an entire month. They were kind of immature, sure, but I swear they loved me like crazy. Was it fun? Obviously, but I still felt empty somehow. Growing up in a pack of boys, I was desperate for a girl best friend. Someone I could do all the girly girl stuff with, and most importantly, someone I could whisper my deepest secrets to. Like the fact that I'd had my heart stupidly skipping for Carlos for who even knew how long. But I'd rather swallow that secret whole than tell those 3 loud, clueless boys. The problem was, my dream and reality were complete opposites. For some reason, the girls at school looked at me like I was some strange creature carrying a disease. Every time they saw me, they'd pout, side-eye me, then whisper, what did I ever do to you people? Aurora was the total opposite. Wherever she went, it was like flowers bloomed, birds sang, and girls followed her in a whole parade. And the boys trailing after her? Please. Her feminine energy was spilling out of the frame. Maybe I was just missing that feminine energy? So I decided to try a makeover. It's just, the second Lando and Kimmy saw me, they collapsed laughing and called me a bald parrot. Jeez Louise, if there had been a hole in the ground, I would have dived straight in. And of course, those 2 idiots dragged Carlos into it too.
Wait, our Gwen is trying to look cute? Don't tell me you have a crush. Who is he? Spill.
He even stood on a chair clapping like crazy to get the whole school's attention.
Whoever Gwen's crush is, the girl who looks like a bald parrot, step forward.
My eyes burned and my vision blurred with tears that were this close to falling. You guys, you went too far!
What the?
You're the unlucky molting bird here! Shut your rude mouth! Then Aurora grabbed my hand and pulled me away from the crowd, who looked just as shocked as I was. Once we were out of sight, Aurora let go and even wiped my tears. Don't cry over that empty-headed idiot! I swear, his face is pretty, but his personality is trash. You'd have to be blind not to see how cute you are. Oh my gosh, I basically melted right there. Who would have thought my knight in shining armor would show up as a girl crush? From that day on, Aurora and I were officially attached at the hip. Shopping, nails, gossiping, every girly bestie privilege on earth, I finally got to experience it. By the way, I'm only telling you this because we're friends. Everyone at school is calling you a pick-me girl. They're saying you act edgy, rough, and tomboyish just to stand out from other girls and bait those 3 rich boys. Wait, what? How did our innocent friendship get twisted into something that cheap? You should keep your distance from them. It'll be better for you. She kind of had a point. So the next few days at school, I turned away when Lando waved. I ignored Kimmy when he wanted me to sit beside him, and I completely ghosted Carlos's texts. But those 3 idiots refused to leave me alone. They launched a full-on apology campaign. Lando opened the show by parking a whole lineup of dessert food trucks filled with my favorite sweets right across the school gate. The buttery smell hit my nose so hard I swallowed. A few pastries and he thinks he can buy forgiveness? Gwen, wah, don't forgive him. The next day it was Kimmy's turn. Knowing I was drowning in school stress, he brought an entire truck full of golden retriever puppies, then let them loose on the school lawn. My heart instantly melted into a puddle. I said don't give in! Come on! Jeez Louise, those poor puppies. By late afternoon, the final boss, Carlos, stopped me on my way home. He shoved a racing helmet into my hands, and on it was a little chibi drawing of me done by him.
I only laughed that day because I was surprised to see you in a dress. Actually, you look really cute. I'm sorry I hurt you.
Carlos, the same arrogant, rude Carlos from literally every other day, had this insanely soft side? And somehow my weak little body climbed right onto the back of his bike like it had no free will. Turns out those 3 idiots had booked the whole place just to apologize. Watching them awkwardly pick up food and bicker like the old days, my nose suddenly stung. Fine, this lady forgave you 3. Honestly, I felt lighter, but the second I went to the bathroom, a familiar figure appeared and she seemed mad. You already had a reputation for chasing after those rich boys and you still wanted to hang around them? When they hurt you later, don't come crying to me. Wait, Aurora!
Did something happen?
No, it's nothing.
Since we're here, you're close with Aurora now, right? Can you set me up with her?
You just said what?
I'm serious. Ever since she dumped that bucket of water in my face, I've been under her spell. She looks all girly, but she's insanely cool. I think I like her.
Set you up with Aurora? I kept mumbling that sentence the whole night. Then suddenly, I was crying. I cried for my one-sided crush. I cried for this painfully awkward mess. What was I supposed to do? On one side was my crush. On the other was the only girl best friend I'd ever had. In the end, I made a decision that was honestly brutal to myself. I swallowed my feelings, texted Aurora an apology, and invited her to go camping that weekend with the 3 walls as my way of making it up to her. Luckily, she said yes. When camping day came, I was determined to be the best little matchmaker alive, and that included dragging the other 2 idiots away, leaving the lovebirds some private space. From a distance, I saw Aurora giggling as she wiped dirt off Carlos's cheek, and my chest felt like it had been stabbed by 1,000 tiny needles. Like, wow, pain. Actual pain.
Hey, what's wrong? You look like you're about to cry.
Are you insane? Crying? It's the smoke. The barbecue smoke got in my eyes. I lowered my head and walked off fast, trying to hide how pathetic I felt, while Kimmy stayed frozen behind me with this confused look in his eyes. I thought stepping back and being the good friend would make everything peaceful. Nope, I was wrong. Ever since they got together, Aurora turned into a full-power PDA machine. In the cafeteria, she whined for Carlos to feed her strawberries. In the library, she slammed her giant Chanel bag on the table to block me, then plopped herself right onto Carlos's lap. The peak was this ridiculous kneeling and flower-giving scene for their 10-day anniversary in the middle of the schoolyard. Aurora threw herself into his arms, but her eyes shot straight at me. What was that for? Was she trying to mess with me on purpose? And it didn't stop there. She stretched her octopus arms all the way to Lando and Kimmy too. She bought Lando a limited edition racing simulator and slipped Kimmy a rare vintage vinyl. Watching my 2 best friends grin like idiots, holding those gifts like treasures, jealousy flared up inside me and swallowed every bit of reason I had. 2 silver spoon boys, and now you're so desperate you're taking charity from a girl? Typical men. A pretty girl pulls the leash once and you guys follow like good little puppies. Their smiles vanished. It was so awkward I wanted to take back my words immediately. The next morning I felt so guilty I called to apologize, but turns out everyone was at a yacht party Aurora had thrown, and she purposely not invited me. My blood was boiling. I grabbed a speedboat, tore straight across the bay, climbed onto the yacht, and stormed toward Aurora. This time, she didn't even bother acting. That's right. I wanted your place. I like having those 3 rich boys circling around me, spoiling me, instead of some boring little nobody like you. And look at that. I won. You snake. I'm exposing your real face to them right now. But I seriously underestimated her Oscar-level acting. Before I could say a word, Aurora rushed to the windy deck and burst into sobs in front of the three boys.
I can't take it anymore. Gwen is jealous of me, but making a fake account to curse me out and insult my looks? This is just too much.
Huh? What? No, I didn't do that. But when I looked at my three childhood friends, there wasn't even a flicker of trust in their eyes.
We knew you'd been acting weird lately, but we didn't think you could be this mean, Gwen.
Then they turned their backs on me, gathered around Aurora to comfort her, and led her inside. They left me standing there alone, shattered on the freezing deck. And that betrayal hurt more than heartbreak ever could. A few days later, I was buried under my blanket crying like a total disaster when Kimmy and Lando showed up. Get out of my sight!
Wait, we have proof you were framed.
Turns out they had traced everything back. Someone had hacked into my account and posted those disgusting comments about Aurora, and that someone was none other than her. Even worse, she had created a fan page called Anti-Gwen Pick-Me Girl Club long before she ever came near me. All the friendship, the comfort, the sweet words, it had all been one giant mind game. Lando and Kimmy dropped to their knees and bonked their foreheads against the floor.
Queen Gwen, we're idiots! Actual idiots! We must have been blind to believe that snake!
Please forgive us. We'll do anything. We'll do your homework, carry your backpack, take notes for you for the rest of our lives if we have to.
Watching two rich boys throw away every ounce of dignity and beg at my feet, the anger inside me suddenly just disappeared. No time to waste. We rushed to find Carlos in the middle of a busy intersection and showed him the truth. The login history, the staged messages, everything. Carlos's eyes went wide, and once Aurora knew the truth was out, her mask dropped instantly.
You are awful! You call yourself my boyfriend and won't even defend me? I curse all of you spoiled rich jerks!
She swung her Chanel bag right into his face, then dropped onto the sidewalk and started screaming like a 3-year-old.
I don't care! I don't care! Somebody help! This rich boy is bullying me!
Carlos went pale, shook his head like crazy, then fully bailed with us, leaving her rolling around and making a scene in the street. The second we stopped on a quiet corner, Carlos suddenly dropped to his knees just like the other two.
Lady Gwen, I was wrong. I was blind. My brain was rotted, and that's why I didn't trust you. Please forgive this pathetic little man.
I burst out laughing and grabbed his shirt, pulling him back up. And the second our eyes met, this wave of courage rose in my chest. It was time. Carlos, I like you. I've liked you for a long time, way before this whole Aurora mess happened.
I really didn't know. I've never thought about it like that. But if you want, maybe we could try dating?
It was such an awkward, forced thing to say. He was only scared of hurting me, scared of losing our friendship. He didn't love me, but weirdly enough, I felt so relieved. Are you dumb? This Gwen deserves a love that actually burns bright. I'm not taking pity romance, thank you very much. Keep your seat as my ride or die best friend. The heavy stone in my chest finally cracked apart. That silly first love of mine, I was ready to fold it up and put it away. And just like that, I came back as the proudest, brightest piece of our ridiculous 4-idiot squad.
Phew. Hey guys, Kimmy here. I've been hiding nearby, and I was so stressed I almost passed away. You guessed it right. I like Gwen. But now, what am I supposed to do? She had just escaped a whole friendship drama nightmare and bravely let go of her years-long crush on Carlos. She's definitely super sensitive right now. If I jumped out and confessed, what if she rejected me and I lost our 10-year friendship too? Jeez Louise. I don't want to be stuck as the ride or die best friend anymore. Dating experts of the internet, please save me.
I got punished with cleaning the classroom for something that honestly made 0 sense, and not a single person spoke up for me. Probably because I was the new kid. Nobody really knew me yet. Doing all of this alone. Yeah, sure, fine. While I was wiping down the cabinet near the wall, I noticed something wedged deep in the gap. I struggled for a bit before pulling it out. A phone! The case was cracked, the screen scratched, but it didn't look ancient or anything. Whose phone was this? Hi, I'm Hillary. I had transferred schools halfway through the year. Every morning I sat down with a smile, nodded at everyone, and tried really hard to be nice. Like, overly nice. Hi! I love your hoodie. That hair color looks so good on you. Sometimes people stared at me like I was weird, like I was talking to myself or something. And yeah, if I'm being honest, most of my effort went absolutely nowhere. Some people avoided me by scrolling on their phones, others just turned back to their friend groups. I kept telling myself it was fine. New school, new people, it took time. But after a while, I realized something felt off. Let me tell you about Jimmy. He was tall, charming, always joking around, the kind of guy who paid for everyone's snacks like money wasn't even real to him. One Friday, when everyone was already mentally checked out because the weekend was finally here, he suddenly jumped up in class like he'd just won a war.
Movie night! I got tickets for everyone!
People went wild. They crowded around him, grabbing tickets, hyped out of their minds. I joined in too, but when it was my turn, he hesitated, then smiled awkwardly.
Oh, sorry. I forgot to get one for you.
It's okay. Maybe next time. Forgot? Standing there, singled out, hearing people laugh behind my back? Yeah, that hurt more than I wanted to admit. After that, I tried hanging out with the girls instead. I figured talking about makeup, boys, normal stuff would help. But every time I set my lunch tray down next to them in the cafeteria, they slowly drifted away. Was I contagious? Did I smell or something? No, the problem was Mia. She was the popular girl, the one dating the hot basketball team captain. Wherever she went, other girls followed. And every time she saw me, she gave me this look I couldn't read. One day in class, my pen ran out of ink mid-sentence. You've gotta be kidding me. I leaned forward and whispered to the nerdy girl sitting in front of me. Hey, can I borrow a pen? She nodded and reached into her pencil case, but then froze. Her eyes flicked past me, straight to Mia. Mia didn't even need to stare. That alone was enough. The girl pulled her hand back.
Sorry, I only have one.
Oh, okay. Hillary? Focus on the lesson instead of chatting. My pen ran out and you should come prepared for class. Miss Adler cut me off so sharply, I just froze. Even the teacher was against me. Stay after class and clean the room. That felt extreme. I looked around waiting for someone to say something. Jimmy avoided my eyes. The nerdy girl stared at her desk. Mia didn't even blink. Okay. The bell rang. The hallway exploded with noise. The nerdy girl brushed past me, mumbling something that sounded like an apology before disappearing. Soon, the school was completely empty. That's when I remembered the phone still stuck in the wall. It was dead and there was no one left to turn it on, so I figured I'd bring it back the next day. I tossed it into my bag. That night, curiosity got the best of me. I plugged it in. The screen lit up. There was only one app on it. Notes? Text started filling the screen and the names alone made my stomach drop. Jimmy isn't actually rich? Mia is cheating with her boyfriend's best friend? Miss Adler leaked exam answers and secretly changed grades. This stuff was nuclear. If it ever got out, it would destroy them. They weren't nice to me, yeah, true, but was this really how I wanted to get back at them? I didn't think so. If anything, I wanted to help first. After reading those notes, I started noticing things I should have noticed way earlier, like Jimmy. Honestly, it felt like he was constantly trying to prove he was this rich kid. Every lunch, people crowded around his table, laughing too loud, acting overly nice like he was some kind of celebrity. But it was obvious. They were there for the money.
So, Jimmy, when are you inviting us over?
For real though, you probably live in some huge mansion, right? With supercars and all that.
Yeah, soon. My dad's, fixing up the pool.
This weekend then?
Everyone cheered, but I was the only one who noticed his shoulders stiffen, his eyes darting around like he was trapped, so I stepped in. What if we went camping this weekend instead? A few people agreed. The topic shifted. Eventually, they settled on a nearby park. Jimmy looked at me, grateful, but also scared, like he was wondering how much I really knew. That camping trip actually went really well. I managed to talk to a few people, maybe because Mia wasn't there. She had been absent for days, and I had no idea why.
Jimmy's paying, right?
A guy struggled over with a pile of snacks and asked casually. Jimmy instinctively reached for his wallet. Why does it always have to be one person paying? This is a group thing. Team effort. There was a short pause. Someone shrugged.
Yeah, that's fair.
That day felt genuinely nice. People laughed, joked, actually talked. I noticed Jimmy sneaking glances at me a few times, but I didn't look back. A few days later, he finally caught me near the lockers.
You did that on purpose, didn't you?
I just think real friends don't keep score. Money doesn't make people stay. Feelings do.
Wow, you really surprised me.
I didn't fully get what he meant, but after that, Jimmy changed. He stopped flexing. No more paying for the class, no more big gestures. Now the people eating lunch with him were the only ones who actually smiled. Like, real smiles.
Hey, Mia's back.
She had been gone for weeks. When she returned, she sat alone at a quiet table. As she brushed her hair back, I noticed faint bruises on her wrist. And every time her phone buzzed, she flinched hard, like she was scared. Later that day, I walked into the bathroom and heard whispering. I swear I wasn't trying to eavesdrop.
Please don't make this worse. Please, baby. I still love you, but I had my reasons.
It was Mia. According to the notes on that phone, she had been cheating with her boyfriend's best friend. A stall door opened. Mia stepped out and froze when she saw me. Are you okay?
Of course.
I saw the bruises on your arm.
Great. Another rumor collector.
You're hurt, aren't you? You should tell your boyfriend, the basketball captain. His name's Bob, right? He has power. Maybe he can help. Mia dropped her lipstick.
Help? You really think he's someone who can save me? That's hilarious.
And yet, she cried while telling me everything. I didn't know why. Maybe because I was trustworthy, or maybe because she was about to break because nothing was actually the way people thought it was.
Bob isn't a great boyfriend. He's the one who did this. I stopped coming to school because I was getting treatment.
What?
He's not even really my boyfriend. That's just the image everyone wanted. Bob needed me to stay popular so he wouldn't let me correct the story. I loved someone else before I had to hide everything to protect my boy.
So that was it. Behind the rumor was something really painful. Why not tell the truth? What if the person you love would want to protect you too? Mia didn't answer. She just walked away. A few days later, the school exploded with news. Bob got into a fight. Mia dumped him. Everything she told me came out. He was expelled, and honestly, I was proud of her for finally choosing herself. After that, things got better. Even Mia and the others started talking to me in class. It felt like the storm had passed. Except for Miss Adler. My homeroom teacher still looked like she was drowning. The phone said she leaked exams and secretly changed grades. That afternoon, I passed an empty classroom and saw her sitting alone, staring at nothing. Right, I still needed to turn in the phone, so I went in. Miss Adler? She startled, then looked up sharply. What do you want now? Are you here to threaten me again? Threaten? Again? I gripped the phone tighter. She knew. So it belonged to her? I placed it on the desk. I found it stuck behind a classroom cabinet. The moment she saw it, her expression collapsed. She exhaled like she'd been holding her breath for years. You can report me to the principal. I can't keep up anymore. Everyone wants results, perfect numbers, perfect students. I just broke. I'm not reporting you. I want you to fix it, on your own. She stared at me like she couldn't believe what she'd heard. You're different. You weren't like this before. Before what? Seeing my confusion, she continued. That phone belongs to you, Hillary. The words didn't make sense at first. They just hung there. There was a fight. You cornered a student in an empty classroom. You slipped, hit your head, and fell into a coma. You were unconscious for months. When you came back, you were different. My ears rang. No memories rushed back. No dramatic flash. Nothing. I remembered nothing. Those notes on the phone, they were your weapon. You used them to control people. So that was why everyone kept their distance from me. They weren't ignoring me because I was new. They were avoiding me because I used to be awful. Shame rising like heat under my skin. I'm glad you've changed. Really, I am. I'm sorry. There's one student you hurt more than anyone. Jimmy. He was your main target before. If there's anyone who deserves an apology, it's him. I found Jimmy at the docks, just as the sun started to dip below the horizon. He was hauling heavy crates, working nonstop. When he saw me, his face shifted from surprise to panic. He dropped the box and turned like he was about to run, but I stopped him.
I used to have no friends because I was poor.
So that's why you kept working like that, just to...
Yeah, if I was rich, or at least looked rich, people would stay.
You idiot. You were only hurting yourself, and I know about what happened before. Not everything, but enough.
You do?
I was terrible. To you, to everyone. I used what I knew to feel bigger than I really was. And I'm sorry. Jimmy looked at me, eyes glossy. I could tell he was holding a lot in. I'm not that person anymore. Suddenly, Jimmy reached out and held my hand.
Do you remember? I once said I liked you.
You did?
If not, I can say it again.
Maybe we don't need to go back there. Maybe we can start here. I squeezed his hand back. Looking at his face, his smile, I realized I was starting a new life. The one that was finally better.
They come every once in a while, little thrill seekers, daring each other to touch the door of my haunted house. Each night, the same relentless, bone-chilling scream rose, and only I, along with this beautiful, worn-out violin, could silence it. I drew the bow across the strings, letting a slow, somber melody unfurl. Each note hung in the air like a memory, bleeding through the wood, and the scream melted into silence. Hey, I'm Sarah. I've been playing music since I was 3. Piano, harp, guitar. But the violin feels like it was born with me. But school isn't built for someone like me. Like this morning, the boys made a ranking list. Top girls to date. I ranked dead last. 1 pity vote. They thought it was funny, waved it around like it meant something. Then one of them bumped into Ash. He sat behind me in chem. Didn't talk much, which I appreciate.
Maybe shut up before you make yourselves look dumber.
They shut up. Everyone looked at me like I'd summoned him like some secret knight. Please, I didn't need saving. I didn't care. Love, crushes, romance? That's all just chemical delusion wrapped in bad poetry. Anyway, I was heading home when a street psychic popped out of nowhere with a neon palm reading sign and a crystal ball. You'll find true love this year. No thanks. I'd rather die cold and alone than buy into that hormonal scam you people call romance. Also, your eyeliner's crooked, and your aura smells like desperation. You dare mock the fates? Let's see how they mock you back. You'll regret this, little violent girl. Then she smashed the crystal ball. It exploded into an ungodly puff of purple smoke. I backed away, coughing. Suddenly, my wrist felt like burning. Out of nowhere, a bracelet snapped onto it tight, glowing like it knew something. I tried pulling it off, but it didn't budge. I looked up for the psychic. She was gone. The bracelet pulsed once. Not gonna lie, I didn't love that. I told myself it was just jewelry, so I went to school the next day like nothing happened. Then, Cameron happened. Yes, that Cameron. We'd never spoken, but that morning, he walked up to me like he had a slow-mo montage playing behind him.
Hey, I don't know what it is about you today, but wow.
I blinked, said nothing, and walked away. He followed, and so did others, all suddenly acting like I was the last girl on earth. Holding doors, offering snacks. One of them tried to carry my backpack. That's when it hit me. This wasn't weird. This was cursed. I was officially out of denial. I had to go back to where the psychic ambushed me. The second she saw me, she immediately took off. I chased after her but ended up slammed into Ash.
Do you mind watching where you're going?
Do you mind not standing in the way of a witch chasing vengeance? He raised a brow, clearly offended. That's when I realized he wasn't looking at me like I was the second coming of Lana Del Rey. No dopey smile, no flushed cheeks, no hard eyes, just blank, elegant disdain. Just checking. You're not in love with me, are you?
I'm barely in like with this conversation.
My god, he was immune to the love curse. I needed him. That's when the ground trembled from a stampede of hormone-addled boys tripping over themselves shouting my name.
Well, that explains it. You've started a fan cult.
It's not a cult, it's a curse! Run! I grabbed his wrist and for a split second, the bracelet flared like it was enjoying the chaos. Ash said nothing, just veered into the shadowed alley.
Still think it's not a cult?
No, it's this bracelet. It's cursed. I may have mildly insulted a psychic, and now I'm the main character in a very bad YA novel.
Wow, you're actually insane. I'm out of here.
But every time the chaotic romance spiked, he was there. Starting with Cameron, his grand idea of romance was strapping me to his moving engine block. He revved it, then sped off with me, clinging to my backpack and mentally drafting my will. 5 minutes later, we were back. Then Ash walked up holding some piece of metal, said it was some part of the engine. Cameron forgot I existed. He and Ash crouched down and started talking torque, airflow, whatever. I slipped away unnoticed. Coincident? Hardly. Later on, I opened my locker. Cue avalanche of love letters. One read, "Your silence is a song my soul can't sing." J. Of course. Jules, resident emo boy, gave me a wilted bouquet, a representation of his dying love. Right on cue, Ash appeared, trash bag in one hand, moral superiority in the other.
What are you doing? That's not even your job! The janitor's out. Someone has to keep the hallway clean.
Yeah, he definitely did that on purpose.
What? I just pity you. You look like someone who's one glitter heart away from a total breakdown.
Cool. Since you're so invested in my mental stability, how about helping with the actual curse?
Fine. I might have some clues about that bracelet of yours.
I was gonna grab my stuff, but strangely, my notebook, my sketchpad, my pens all went missing. Must have been my scatterbrain. Wouldn't be the weirdest thing this week. Ash took me to a witchcraft shop to let the shopkeeper take a look. He said it was a binding charm. It'd pull everyone toward me, but not in their right mind. And the only way to break it was to be honest with my feelings. We left the shop in silence. I was still piecing together what that meant. Then Ash pulled out a coin and flipped it.
Truth or dare?
You're serious?
Think of it as emotional reconnaissance.
Truth.
What scares you most?
I can't just tell you that.
Fine, I'll go first. I hate losing control. Not of things, of myself. Ever since last year, I started having these panic attacks. They'd hit without warning, and once they started, there was no stopping them.
I didn't say anything, because I knew exactly what that felt like. My turn, I guess. I'm scared of becoming my mother. She was a brilliant musician once, until she fell in love. It tore her apart. Now she screams at the walls every night, and my violin is the only thing that calms her. Silence followed after that, but it wasn't empty. We both turned to each other at the same time. I could hear my heartbeat, louder than it should have been. His gaze dropped to my lips, then the bracelet flared bright and sudden. Ash pulled away.
We should go.
Yeah, we should. We walked in opposite directions, but something stayed behind, lodged in my chest, beating slow and unfamiliar. But after that, things took a 180 turn. Ash completely ignored me. Guess pretending nothing happened was easier than dealing with it. I didn't mean to look, but inside were my missing stuff all arranged like some creepy exhibit. Whose locker was it? Theo?
I kept them safe, so no one else would touch what's yours.
Theo was right behind me. He reached out his pale, shaking hand. The air between us dropped.
Back off.
Theo flinched, then bolted before Ash could catch him.
You okay?
I nodded. It was a lie. He pulled me into a hug, and for a moment, I let myself feel safe. Then the bracelet flared, and his hold on me tightened. Ash? He jolted back like he'd touched fire.
I have to go. I can't be near you.
Why? What's going on with you?
I lied. I'm not immune. The curse got to me too. I thought I could fake distance, keep it under control. But the more time I spent around you, the harder it got to tell what was real.
My stomach dropped, and suddenly I didn't know what to believe. Was anything between us real or just the curse wearing his face? So I didn't wait. Whatever part of me had started to open, I shut it and walked away. If only it were that simple. Pushing my feelings down didn't stop the curse. It just made the obsession grow louder. Then one day in class, I must have dozed off at some point. The sky outside cracked open. I jolted awake. My bracelet was glowing, bright and alive. And then, shadows appeared, lurking through the door. Cameron, Jules, Theo. They stood in front of me like puppets pulled by the same invisible string. Their eyes glowed pink, pulsing with an intensity that didn't belong to anything human. I jumped to my feet and ran. The hallway blurred past me until I slammed into someone. Ash! His eyes had the same unnatural gleam. I stepped back, but he caught my wrist before I could move again. Behind me, I could hear them dragging their feet like sleepwalkers, hands outstretched toward one target. Me. Ash, let go! His eyes snapped into focus. He looked around, took in what was happening, and acted fast. He grabbed my hand and pulled me down the hall, turning sharply into the back corridor. He shoved me through the exit, and slammed the door shut behind me, locking himself on the other side.
Go, run.
And you?
I'll hold them. You get out of here.
Ash, no! I pounded on the door, but he wouldn't move, bracing himself against the stampede. I turned, desperate for something to force it open. Then I saw it. A crumpled slip of paper on the floor. A voting slip from that stupid top girls to date list. It was Ash. He'd voted for me. It wasn't the curse. You liked me. Before all this, didn't you? Through the window, I caught his face flushing red, and suddenly, my heart couldn't stay quiet anymore. The bracelet pulsed even brighter, then cracked, like something inside me finally giving in. I like you too! It snapped apart, shards bursting in light, and the curse unraveled with it. Inside, the boys blinked as if waking from a fog. They had no idea why they were there, but Ash, he remembered. Just checking. You're not under some residual spell, right? He didn't answer, just pulled me and placed a kiss on my cheeks.
Ooh, Ash and Sarah are sitting in a tree. K-I-S-S-I-N-G.
Careful, man. She might have actually hexed you. Should we tell them they were the ones drooling in Latin?
Let them wonder. It's more fun that way.